If you want to do true multi-channel outbound, then you want to use as many channels as possible for that. So cold email is the obvious one, LinkedIn outbound is another one, but on top of that, you could layer in phone calls. And in this video, I'm going to show you a workflow that I've built using SmartLead, Clay, and HeyReach, and Make.com. That's going to show you how you can find somebody's mobile phone number as soon as they send you a positive reply on LinkedIn or by cold email, so that then your team can immediately pick up the phone and give them a call. So let's take a look at this. So here we are in SmartLead, and you can see that I am in the area called settings, which is here. And once you go to settings, click on webhooks, and this is where you can set up a new webhook. So you just click add webhook here, and the webhook that we've put in here is a Clay webhook. So that means, let me just demonstrate this. When we click on this, you can put in a name, you can put in the actual webhook URL, and then you can set this to run either for a specific campaign or for a specific client account in SmartLead or account level. And so then what you can do is select event type, lead category updated, and when you do that, it gives you a list of all the lead categories. So you can select the positive ones like information request, interested, and meeting request, and then add that. Or if you've actually pasted in a webhook URL here, you can click send test to webhook. So let's go over to Clay and see why we're sending this to a Clay webhook. So here we are in a Clay table. This is a mobile phone number waterfall. So if you're on the Explorer plan of Clay, you can search for a source called webhook, and that's going to give you an actual webhook URL that you can then paste into your SmartLead account here. What's happening here is the data comes in from SmartLead, so you get like first name, last name, full name. So you get all this data about them, and then we have our mobile phone enrichment. So in Clay, if you click on actions and just search for mobile phone, you'll see an enrichment when it says it's 13 Clay credits per row. And what it does is it basically just tries one provider, then it validates that, then it tries the next provider, validates that, then it tries the next provider, validates that. So it's going to keep on trying until it finds a validated mobile phone number. And from there, as long as you're on the Explorer plan or higher of Clay, you can use an HTTP API action step. And what that's going to do is allow you to send or post information to another webhook. So in this example, we're sending this to a Make scenario. So let's go into Make and take a look at that. This webhook is receiving data from that Clay table that we just looked at, including the mobile phone number, and then it sends it to a Google Sheet. So in the Google Sheet, we're just mapping information from the webhook data, and then we're sending an email to the team, give them all the lead data, as well as give them the mobile phone number if found in Clay. And then as a next step, we have a filter here that says, does the payload or does the data coming from this webhook contain a LinkedIn profile URL? And if it does, let's send them to a HeyReach campaign where we're just going to send them a connection request. So think about the workflow like this. You have a cold email campaign running in SmartLead. Somebody sends back a positive reply. Their data gets sent into the Clay table where we find their mobile phone number. Once that has finished running, whether we find a mobile phone number or not, their data gets then sent to this Make automation. And then what's going to happen here is their data gets added to a new row in a Google Sheet. Your team gets notified by email, and then that lead receives a connection request automatically within a very short time frame, which means that you have another channel to reach them on. So you've got cold email, you've got their mobile phone number if Clay found one and validated it, and then you've also got LinkedIn as another channel to message them. And all we're doing there is sending them a connection request. We are not sending them a sequence of messages, because by that point, context has been established, and what you say to them after that point needs to be thoughtfully thought about so that you send them meaningful, relevant information. So we don't automate messages on HeyReach, we just send them a connection request and that's it. Now, if you are running LinkedIn outbound campaigns, I'm going to show you how we handle that. So we have another scenario here in Make where This is a HeyReach step called watch message reply received. And so messages are going to be received and this is going to catch them. Then we iterate through those messages and we confirm, is this message a reply? So it will say, is reply equals true. That just means that the message is not a sent message, it's a received reply. And then, because HeyReach doesn't currently have any automatic lead categorization like SmartLead has, we're going to use ChatGPT, analyze the LinkedIn reply, and assign a category to it, such as interested, meeting request, information request, not interested, do not contact, wrong person, and then also for this case I've added automated connection response, because you'll notice when you do LinkedIn Outbound that you receive a lot of messages back that say, hey, thanks for connecting, what made you reach out to me today? And it's definitely fully automated in most cases anyway, and so we want to just filter those out because they're not a positive reply. It's just some automated thing asking you why you're reaching out to try and start a conversation. So we have a prompt that handles that and it assigns a lead category to the reply, and then we have a filter step that says, is this reply equal to meeting request or interested or information request? If it is, then pass it to this HTTP step, then sends that lead's data from this make scenario into that same play mobile phone number enrichment table. At the end of this, we're going to send them to the original make scenario. They get added to a Google Sheet, your team gets notified, and this step again, this says HeyReach send connection request. Now if they came from HeyReach, that's not going to be a problem, because if they're already connected, end this campaign workflow immediately. If they're not connected, then send them a connection request. So that will stop them from receiving any actions from you if they're already a connection on LinkedIn. If you found this useful, subscribe to the channel. And if you run a B2B business where you would like us to build automations like this to help you to increase your chances of reaching your ideal customers after they send positive replies, click the link in the description below and let's see if there's a fit for us to help you out. Okay, thanks. Talk to you soon.